Hey you guys, welcome back to Michael Clarida Arts. My name is Michael Clarida and thanks for joining me today. So you guys know that I love, first of all, this channel is about drawing, right? I've done over 630 videos about, drawing and the artist experience in the studio. And scattered among those particular videos, I've done quite a few reviews of technology. Technology that applies itself to the studio environment, right? We want good technology that doesn't inhibit us from creativity. I've reviewed tablets, I reviewed display tablets, drawing tablets, I've reviewed markers, pencils, computers, peripherals, you name it. And I think it's important because these products enrich our artistic endeavors. I can't tell you how many times, whenever I'm teaching and I tell students, I say, back in the day, and I've got my cane, back in the day, whenever the internet didn't exist, we actually had to go to the library to get books. We had to really do a lot of the legwork that the phone in our pocket really affords us in this day and age to research and collect reference, and market ourselves in a way that, back in the day we didn't have. And I'm always interested in technology that adds and streamlines that, that artistic experience. However, it seems every single layer we put on top of, the existing, zeitgeist, it's like, man, we have layered so many pieces of technology, from our smartwatches to our phones, gosh, to our computers. It kind of, in a way, you have to weed through everything, right, to get down to the creative sense. And a lot of times the best way to create is just a piece of paper and a pencil if you're a visual, person that draws. But, occasionally I run across a piece of technology that kind of raises my eyebrow, I love things that, take existing products or materials and it merges it into something that, possibly we could use as a creative. Case in point, I was out recently with my laptop, and my laptop, I've got a few laptops, and the one that I was using, you can draw on it. And I'm constantly trying to figure out, what is the best drawing dynamic with the laptop that I'm using. So I've used Surface products for quite a while because they're lightweight, they're easy to use, the form factor is really small, and they're really powerful. iPad as well, just another great piece of technology, and however, I was, utilizing one of the larger pieces of technology that I use because it's a little bit more powerful, and that's my Surface Laptop Studio. For those of you who know what the Surface Laptop Studio is, it is a kind of it's not an all-in-one. It's a portable device that you can draw on, and it's got touch, and you can flip the screen up and it flips out, and then it goes flat so you can draw on it. Well, every single time I sat down, I have it in front of me, like this, and I'm drawing on it, and I'm constantly having to shift around and change my body position because, getting that perfect drawing position is important, especially whenever you're creating something, not only for yourself, but a client, or potentially, discovering things. You don't want your arm to hurt. You don't want your neck to hurt. You don't want the computer to fall down in between your lap. And I'm constantly trying to find the best way to do that. They sell stands, right? They sell stands that, laptop stands. And I've reviewed quite a few of the stands here on my channel. But a company, and I don't even know why they reached out to me. I've got my channel and I've got my social media, and neither one of those has like 1 million subscribers. So it always blows my mind whenever these larger companies reach out to me for me to review stuff. So the company that I'm referring to is called ISwift. Here's their little pamphlet they included with their device. And they said, hey, we have something called a paper-thin laptop desk. And I'm like, paper-thin laptop desk? First of all, paper, okay. That's a material that you don't really utilize as a desk. Second of all, portable. That's interesting. So I raised my eyebrow a little bit, my thinking eyebrow. And it being thin, which is always, good. I don't know what people's, people's focus on thin is, from thin computers to tablets to laptops, whatever. And they said, hey, here's a link, in the description of our email body. And I'm like, okay. So I don't typically click links in emails. It's kind of dangerous. So I looked up their company and I found the product that they were referring to, the ISwift PI, PI. It is a portable paper laptop desk that you can take with you. Obviously, it's portable. It's made of paper, recyclable, which I love, and it's supposed to be able to support a laptop. And you would probably use this on something like a train, or if you're in an automobile and, as a passenger in the back or in the front, you need something level to set your laptop on. But also, like this recent outing that I had, I didn't have a desk that I could set my stuff on because I had to do some work. And I had to sit on the floor, and then I had to take my suitcase, and I'd put it on the floor, and then I'd put my laptop on the suitcase. And it was just so funny because it's exactly what I needed at the right time. So here's the case that it came in, right here. I don't know how big this is. I would probably equate it to maybe I have to look it up. I'm going to have to look it up. But what we're going to do is we're going to open this thing, because this is exactly how it came in the box, right? In this beautiful, it's like a thick felt material. And it's probably weighs about half a pound, 3/4 of a pound. And it's got a Velcro strap. And basically what it is, as I unbox it here in front of you, it is kind of like origami. It is an origami desk. And it's coated in this beautiful, like a leatherette material. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to look at what this product is from ISwift. The portable paper-thin laptop desk. Now, you could probably purchase this off their website, www.iswift.us. What we're going to do is we're going to look at it. Dimensions. So everything's in millimeters. So 440, 240, 9.4 millimeters. Max 540, 245, 10.1 millimeters. Net weight. So this must be the Pi, and then there's the Pi Max. So I guess there's a bigger laptop stand made by ISwift. The Pi, which is 1,140 grams. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the instructions, because I think it's important to note that this is something that you probably can't just pick up and roll with it. You have to look at the instructions, because there are specific ways that you can unfold this desk for different different ways of using it, right? So let's go ahead and look at the ISwift PI paper-thin laptop desk. Okay, and here's the ISwift PI paper-thin laptop desk out of its little sleeve home. So, first of all, the sleeve itself, very good quality. Like, this is really, really good. It's got a woven label, stitched patch right here for, for identification of what it is. It says for home or office, made of felt, like thick felt. This isn't cheap paper thin felt. This is just a really nice product. And it's got a bungee strap that straps in your desk. So we're going to go and put this to the side. And here's the documentation that came with it. It's, indicates what it is, and, indicates that this is, of course, the user manual. I'm sure this comes in different languages, but the one I got is in English. And you open it up and it shows you the basics of how to unfold the desk. I've already taken it out of the box and unfolded it a little bit, just so I don't seem like a complete and utter, incompetent person whenever I read directions. But, it's very simple. I matched the laptop desk to the diagram, and I went through, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and place this up here, and we're going to follow the directions as it shows. So you can see that it doesn't take a lot of effort or intelligence to unfold this particular desk. It also shows that it has 4 sitting angles as your laptop stand. So let's say you don't want it as a desk and you just want it as a laptop stand, you can also do that, which is fantastic. It folds completely flat, and it's very thin whenever it's flat. So in terms of sizing, I'm probably your average guy. And this is a, I believe an 8.5 by 11, it might be 9 by 12. Yeah, this is a 9 by 12 piece of paper. So you can see in terms of sizing, 9 inches by 12 inches. So you're looking at, I'd have to measure it completely, but overall sizing is not something that I would consider bulky. So let's go ahead and put that piece of paper up there. And we're going to put our handy dandy instructions in front of us. So again, I don't seem like I'm fumbling through this review. First of all, the quality is top notch. These look like, I don't want to say they're laser cut because it would obviously burn the paper. But in terms of cuts, everything is crisp. I don't see any tags or anything like that. Very good quality, very heavy cardboard paper that's completely encased in this rubberized material. It does come in multiple colors. I chose orange. I'd have to look on their website to see exactly what colors it does come in, but orange is one of my favorite colors if you haven't noticed. So we're going to go ahead and follow the first direction. It says to open and to flip this up, and this comes back, right? And what's really cool is there's magnets. Okay, there's magnets in each side, which tells me there's probably a thin strip of metal in each side. So that's probably to note in your brain if you want to take this on an airplane, that you know, going through the metal detector, it might trigger some type of you know, alert if you're taking it through the metal detector. So then we're going to go ahead, we're going to flip this over. It's going to come up. Comes here. Okay. And then this comes back. Both sides. Again, there are magnets in here and here. So whenever it goes to its positioning, it kind of snaps in place. And you can actually see some of the magnets that are in there if you see the little raised embossed portions here. So we're going to go ahead and flip it over towards me. Go ahead and position my light a little bit better here. Okay, and what's nice is it's got the logo right here, and it's very sturdy. So if I were to take, let's say, one of my computers that I really utilize a lot, which is my Surface Laptop Studio, this thing probably weighs maybe 3 pounds. Sits right on top. I'm not getting any wiggle at all. It's extremely sturdy. Very nice, and it's got a place for your legs. Now obviously I'm a larger guy so I'm not sure if this is going to be able to, for my legs to go through here, but at the end of the day, you know, that's a modification that you know, I'm gonna have to deal with as I progress through this review. So you can lift up your laptop, you know, do all your work. And then what's interesting is I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, so let's go ahead and flip it back. There's an alternate way. Let's say it's a little bit too high vertically. They've got an adjustment to where it goes down. Okay, so now the stand is not that high. And this is probably the stage that I would set it at, you know, to work. So I'd have my computer here, or I can draw on it, which is really nice. Excuse me. And then I can just have my legs go around it like this, and I can have it right in front of me, right? What a wonderful piece of technology that I think is going to be a great addition to my studio. So I haven't done the laptop portion, so let's go ahead and see how this works. So I'd probably go ahead, see, it seems this one is the one that gets folded down first. So let's go ahead and bring this down because it's got a small crease right here. Okay. So then we would just set it right here. Okay. And you could stick your laptop right here and possibly a keyboard right here if, you know, have it like this. So that's pretty nice, right? So where now, instead of your laptop teetering on your legs, now you have a solid flat surface that goes on your legs that you can utilize whenever you're doing your work. So, very cool overall. Now, one of the things that I think needs to be noted and shown, it folds up very nice, and everything's magnetic. So literally, whenever you do this, you're not going to get it hanging on all over the place. And in terms of quality, like I said, it's very good quality, really thick, and it's been enclosed and encased. The paper has been enclosed and encased in some type of, I want to say, a synthetic material. It looks almost leather, which would be phenomenal. But so let's go ahead and look at some practical applications that I think you would probably use this in. You know, maybe in a vehicle, you know, maybe you're outside, maybe you're doing some, you know, some digital work outside or something. So let's go ahead and take it on a little adventure and see what we can put the ISwift paper thin laptop desk Pi through its paces. All right. Okay, so this is typically what I'll use this for, either a travel companion or sitting in my favorite chair and doing some drawing or sketching or, you know, checking emails. You know, depending on what I'm doing at the moment, what computer, what, you know, what exactly I'm deciding on doing. So, you know, it's small enough and light enough that it doesn't, you know, it's not cumbersome, and I can take it along pretty much anywhere. Here I am trying to fit it over my legs. Now, I'm not, you know, a huge guy, but I'm probably your average Joe. And, you know, of course, being the cushy chair, I'm trying to get the best position available. And the laptop stand, you can see it's buckling a little bit. The magnets are strong, but again, with wider legs, you know, bigger human beings might have some challenges getting it to fit perfectly on top of their legs. You know, having a flat surface and having a place where you can put your mouse and whatnot and pin. And here I am, you know, I've got the laptop studio in its drawing configuration, one of the drawing configurations, and I was able to really get a good position overall. And it's just one of those things when I'm sitting here, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty cool. I could sit here and draw for, you know, an hour, hour and a half, and not have to deal with it being lower. You can see I'm just testing things out. I'm not really drawing anything. So, but I just wanted to kind of show you that in terms of ease of operation, the ISwift Pi is really easy to operate. I mean, you could put this, you know, on a subway, use this on a subway, use this on a bus, use this in a long car ride, and you wouldn't have to deal, especially if you're an artist, you wouldn't have to deal with some of those weird body configurations we put ourselves into. Yep, just get to go traveling now. And here I am utilizing it in a different configuration. So you saw it as kind of a laptop seated desk configuration. Now I'm going to use it in a drawing pad configuration. This is one of the predetermined presets they kind of have, and they show it in the instructions, and I'm utilizing my iPad Pro to show you that indeed it can act as a you know, a makeshift stand. Now what I did notice, and this might be a consideration, is at the bottom you see my left hand is kind of holding the iPad still, because unfortunately the rubberized case that I have it in makes it to where it kind of slides a little bit on the bottom. So maybe in the future they can put a little indication or indentation or even a raised little level to help prevent either iPads or laptops or whatever from sliding forward. I did kind of have that challenge as I, you know, as I used the stand. But overall, I thought it was a great alternative to lugging around, you know, some type of pad stand or display tablet stand or something. And again, that folding quality that that this possesses, you know, you can just stick it right into your laptop bag. You can stick it into the, of course, their, you know, their wonderful, very, very engineered, I'd say over-engineered case that they have for it. And, you know, in terms of travel and and whatnot. I don't foresee, this being a problem weight-wise. It's so daggum light, and after you're done, you just you can see I took a picture of my screen. I love the iPad. So yeah, and you just put it down, and it folds up nice and neat, and you can stick it, and it can be a great desktop companion for you overall. And here is my laptop studio. Of course, this being a larger device, this is 14.4 inches diagonal, and it's a heavier device, so it actually worked a lot better than the iPad did. On the little laptop stand. So they're calling it a laptop stand, but I think that it does fulfill that particular aspect, of the design direction. But if you're an illustrator like I am, I mean, the laptop is, one of those things that most of the time you're going to be attaching a tablet to, a display tablet, and you can see, even at this size, 14.4 diagonal, that's a pretty decent size for a display tablet. I mean, you're not going to put a 22-inch HD tablet or one of those large, the big boys, but it would definitely handle a 16er, no problem. And, this, gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've had to even recently, I had to prop up my display tablet on my suitcase. And that's a real bummer. Especially in the place that I was in, didn't have, a desk, and it was just a real bummer. But this, the little Pi, the ISwift Pi, would definitely be a great little travel companion, and I can't stress that enough. Overall, and I can't even think what would, other than those little indications on the bottom that would prevent slippage, that would probably be the only modification that I would have. And then you see I pushed it a little bit too much, and the magnets gave way to the back. Again, I'm being very picky because you as a consumer would definitely be really, really picky. And of course, because I want to be completely transparent as it pertains to product presentation, this is me opening up the ISwift Pi inside of the vehicle. Very similar to what you may do maybe on a train, or maybe you're traveling, maybe you're in the back of a vehicle, or maybe you're in the front. So the vehicle in question is my personal vehicle. It's my wife's vehicle. This is a Jeep Wrangler. And setting up the laptop desk, again, me not being a teeny weeny human being, this, it sits right on top of my legs, and it does what it's designed to do. Does it do it extremely well? Again, it depends on the vehicle you're in. There's a lot of variables there. I think it did exactly what I wanted it to do, which was, support the iPad. And frankly, if I didn't have the desk in front of me, I'd probably have to position my legs up or cross my legs. That might cut off circulation. So having the desk here definitely helps me, helps me in my drawing process. And of course, whenever you're done, folding it back up is not really an issue in terms of space, right? If you have enough space to put it, you have enough space to fold it. And, I'm not, concerned with breaking it. It's not a super fragile thing. And then, having it in front of me like this, also as a flat surface, right? You can do stuff, sketch, draw traditionally if you want to, or even position it up higher like that. Now, doing that, especially in a vehicle, might put it right smack dab on the dash where the airbag is. So definitely be conscious of that. Okay, so that last clip that I just showed of the the laptop desk, the portable laptop desk by ISwift the Pi, that shows in the car. I looked initially on I think it might have been Amazon. I'm not really sure, but I looked and I clicked, and it showed the laptop stand over somebody's lap while their self-driving car was driving. Now, do I advocate any of that? Probably not. But if you're a passenger and you need something, a little bit more robust, something that, helps you out and puts your laptop or your drawing tablet or whatever in a position that is comfortable for you, then yes, I think that this would be a great, a great companion for you. So what does it cost, right? So I'm always one for transparency, so I want to make sure you guys know. So let's go over to the screen. So here we are on the ISwift website. And again, I'm always one for transparency. So let's go ahead. Here we are. Big sale, 25% off. And it shows the ISwift PI. So let's go ahead and see. Wow. So the there's different options here. So here's the M Quick. That's for, let me see, $45. We're not reviewing that one. So let's look at the PI. View all. So let's go back. And again, this is exactly something you might do. I mean, they sell a ton of things here. So let's look. Shop. I've never been on this mount. Okay, here we go. The Pi. So here we go. The Pi, paper thin, folding laptop, desktop for bed, car, sofa. Buy more and save more. So retail is $100, and I've only got 9 units left. Wow. So $79.99 for the Pi. So this is what I was interested in earlier. So I talked about the Pi Max. What is the difference? I wonder. So let's look at measurements. Description. So the Pi Max, 6 transformations, a must-have for WFH. Improved posture for boosted productivity. All these things are true, I'm sure. Unfolds in seconds, yes. But the Pi Max, I don't see. What is the difference with the Pi and the Pi Max? Pi, other than the price. Probably the size, I would surmise. So let's go ahead, let's look here. We can put it underneath our pillow. It can hold up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 MacBooks. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, here we go. So this is the difference. So it's basically in size. And yeah, I mean, here's the one that I have right here. And if you need a little bit more, this is probably the one that I should have gone for. Because this one, my legs don't seem to fit under here very well. This is probably more my size. So if you're a larger guy, I weigh about 200 pounds, average height, probably about 5'8". And yeah, so this is probably the one you're going to want to go with, the $129 one. And it shows the different configurations. You can have it up here. You can have it kind of catty corner. Okay, so let's go ahead and enlarge this. Interesting. Yeah, so I know that some people suffer from wrist fatigue and eye fatigue. You're going to want that screen a little bit as high as you can so it doesn't hurt your neck. And yeah, they show the different configurations here on the website if you get confused, which of course I get confused a lot with technology. Here it is. This is what I was talking about. So, okay. So you're in your Tesla, your self-driving car, and you're, going through the motions. I think I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to do all kind. Now, I'm not advocating to drive or let the car drive itself while you're doing this, but technology is such these days that you can do stuff like this. And here we are, standing, and we've got the laptop higher, again, for that posture. Here we are sitting, and yeah, this is a little bit larger than I think is going to fit in that backpack. But yeah, this is a great situation to where, you've got this laptop desk and you need to do something, drawing wise, and it helps correct posture. Do I think, okay, so this is the big question everybody's going to ask me, right? Everybody's going to ask this. So we're looking at this, 20% off one, 25% off if you buy 2. Oh, that's pretty cool. So they've got a lot of things here that, okay, I don't know what shipping would be. So let's go ahead. We're going to hit add to cart. We're going to view cart. So you have to pay tax. Estimate shipping. United States, Alabama. I'm not in Alabama. So 0546. So Georgia. estimate. Okay, not bad. Standard 7 to 12 business days. They're going to charge me $6 to ship it. So all in, probably about 90 bucks, including tax. Okay, so that is the overall review of the ISwift PI laptop desk, paper laptop desk, portable. Man, what a fun product this was to review. You know, not too many times do I get a product that actually surprised me. I remember being in the hotel room and I'm thinking to myself, "Ah, this sucks," because I had my display tablet, I had my laptop, and I had to set stuff on a suitcase, and I'm like, why? Dang it! And this fit the bill perfectly. I mean, if I'd had this at the time, things probably would have worked out a little bit different. This is great for people that travel. It's great for people that, work a lot, work in their cars, work on trains, work on buses, possibly. And this is really going to be a great option for you. In terms of cost, I think that's a speed bump that, a lot of us are going to have to, get over. In this world that we live in now, everything is expensive. Golly. Shoes are $150 to $250. Computers are thousands of dollars. Vehicles and cars are $40,000 and $50,000, $60,000. Houses are $500,000. And this, of course, you look at it and you're like, it is made of paper, but it's coated in plastic. It's got some magnets and really cool tech. And at 90 bucks all in, shipped on sale, is it really worth, your dollars? I don't know. I think that, when I'm out and about and I'm doing my thing and drawing and sketching and getting the job done and meeting deadlines and stuff, this is a perfect companion. And could I do the same thing with a pillow? Probably. Could I do the same thing with a suitcase? I did. Could I do the same thing with my knees and propped up with a pillow and bed? Yeah, you can do all that. But somebody saw a need for this and they said, you know what? I'm going to try this. And I'm sure this is very similar. You look stuff like 40s, 20s. Breakfast in bed. You get the thing and it comes and it's real nice. And it's got a little desk. It's made of wood and you can... It's probably came out of that. But the reality is, this folds up so nice and fits in your, your laptop studio bag and, your laptop bag, not studio, your laptop bag, and it's great. So, man, kudos to ISwift for creating a product that I didn't even think I needed until I needed it, right? And it does so many things well. I think that, as I look through their website, I'm probably going to see other things that I'm like, I wonder if, how's that going to help me in my studio environment, I think that, again, products that make your life easier and better are hard to come by. We think cell phones. I remember whenever they first came out and the early 80s, late 70s, early 80s, and I thought, man, I could make a phone call from everywhere. But then, whenever I finally got one in the late 90s, they were much smaller, much more affordable, and you could only talk on them. You couldn't text. You could only talk. And I didn't really use it that much because they were so expensive to use. And then as we progressed, the cell phone has integrated itself into our lives, and now it sucks your time away. And it's like, oh my gosh, why? But this product adds to your life and simplifies things in a way that I didn't even know, were possible. So hopefully you stuck around to the end, and hopefully you'll check out ISwift. ISwift.us. Very cool company. Very nice people that I've dealt with, their marketing team and their sales team. So check them out. And if I'm sure that there's other reviews on YouTube of this particular, I say device, but it's not a device. This particular piece of technology, it's not really technology. I mean, I guess it is. It's very simplified technology. And see what they say, right? It is expensive. And, in the context of how it adds, I'm sure I'm going to use this for like the next year. And then afterwards, I'm going to like, I'll buy 2 of them. It was completely worth, the $100 or $90 that you pay. So hopefully you stuck around and got something from this video. you know, videos for me are very challenging now because I don't have a lot of time because of the business side of the equation. But I always like reviewing good technology and showing you guys that, you know, there's still cool stuff to be invented. So hopefully you got something, and like and subscribe if you like what you see, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, guys.